It's been 6 years since the shooting at Parkland High School, one of the country's deadliest mass shootings.
And since that day, many survivors have struggled in the aftermath. ABC's Morgan Norwood introduces us to a young black tech entrepreneur using artificial intelligence to help other mass shooting survivors heal.
Corber knows the struggle of healing following a mass shooting all too well.
The first kind of moment of that can really be, harrowing and just tough to get over in the first place.
He was a junior at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, when a gunman went on a shooting rampage, killing 14 of his peers and 3 staff members.
Everybody who was a part of that tragedy really lost someone that was, close to them or somebody they knew. And it's really just an experience I wouldn't wish on anybody.
While many of his classmates have turned to Capitol Hill, advocating for gun control to prevent further shootings, Kai has turned to technology, specifically artificial intelligence.
We really want to build something that people could just really scream at and get recommendations for, wellness content that meets their emotional needs from the sound of their voice, no matter what language they're speaking, right? What I ultimately want it to do is make people happy. I want them to kind of feel a sense of joy.
Joy is the name of the app Kai created to help survivors like himself get the help they need.
We built an algorithm that can recognize how you feel from the sound of your voice.
Here's how it works. You speak into the app, and from your voice, it detects your emotional state.
It's going to be an interesting day.
From there, the Joy app suggests wellness routines and mindfulness practices. But Kai says it's not intended to take the place of the need for professional psychological help.
So basically, you could be, walking down the street and get your daily dose of mindfulness in bite-sized chunks. Making mindfulness more expansive and open to everyone is something that we really believe we've achieved with the Joy app.
Had you had this app, in the days and the months after, the horrific shooting at your high school, what would have changed for you? How would things have been different?
I think if I had a resource like this, it would have been a lot easier for me to kind of understand what the practices and resources were that would have been able to help me in that moment when I was at my, kind of worst or my lowest space after all that.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.